Hello, what's up, traders? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video's lesson, we are looking at pure price action. Pure price action has to do with the candlesticks formation, the sizes of the candlesticks, how they form, how they grow, the wick, and every other types of candles that involve, which are different sizes and what give us a signal to trade the market profitably. Okay, so candlesticks is everything that you can think of in forex trading. Without understanding the price action, without reading the candlestick, without understanding everything that involves candlestick, you are still going to find it very difficult to be profitable. Sorry, let me say this. I don't know how many years you have been in this market, but I can still tell you that why you have not been able to make profit as of today is because you have not really understand the details and the psychology behind the candlesticks. Okay, and that is what I am here to share with you guys. All right, so before we jump right into it, consider subscribing, turn on the notification, share and like the video so that when new video comes up, you'll be notified. All right, guys, this is a candlesticks formation. Okay, the high, the lows, open and close. So this very particular video lesson is going to cover the types of candles, various types of candlesticks, okay? Then after which I will still come down here to explain it in details in such a way that you understand how it happens. Then before we jump right into the chart where I can show you, then all that I've explained, all right? Then after which we round up for the day. So stay tuned, guys, and then watch the video till the end. I promise you, you are going to learn one or two, all right? So now, coming to candlestick, as you all can know, the color does not really matter. Color is something that individual decides to choose for itself that is suitable for him. That's why when I showed you my chart, you saw the color that I'm using, okay? So it's just what is okay by you. Because what matters in this market is what will enable you to see the chart clearly, okay? And then enable you to understand the reading of the chart is what matters. So right here, how does the candle normally form? How does it form? This very particular picture here represents how candlesticks is built, okay? So now, another thing I want to throw quickly before I start explaining is that imagine that you go or you travel abroad, okay, where you become a stranger and you don't even understand the language that they are using there. Probably, let me just use China as or Chinese as an example. Okay, you travel to China, you don't understand the language. So how then will you be able to communicate with people around there? So what it means is that you have to look for someone who can speak a language that you understand and them to understand. Okay, let me use English as an example. So you speak English, they'll understand English, you understand English, and the middleman understand English. So that when the two parties speaks, then the middleman will interpret it for you. Okay? So that is what it is. I'm just using this as I want you to understand where I'm coming from. So the market is on its own. Then chart, which is a candlesticks, is a middleman who tells us a message between we traders and the market itself. That is what the candles do. So candle enable us to understand the language. It tells us the language, it speaks the language of the market to us. It interprets it and tell us what is the next thing to do. I just want you to get this picture, that's all. Okay, so that is what candlesticks is all about. Now, coming down to the shapes and the sizes of the candlesticks, as you can see, this is where the market closed and this is where the market opened. This is the very high, this is the low, this is the shadow, okay? We also call it wick, okay? So now this representing a market that is buying and this representing a market that is selling. Okay. So now, how do we get this how can I explain it in such a way that you understand? Imagine it in your chart that you are just seeing market going up, coming down, candlestick going up, coming down. What is the activity that is happening? Let's assume that you don't know. And it started from somewhere. Okay. So now, at a time like this, you need to consider one thing, your time frame. Because if you do not picture time frame, then you don't have anything that has to do with opening and closing, week, okay, high and the lows. So you have to consider your time frame. I don't know the time frame that is favorable for you, but I want to use 1 hour for example in this time around. Okay. So now let's assume that this is 12 and this market start or this candle starts by 12. So meaning that this market is going to close or this candle is going to close by 1. And within this 1 hour interval, the market has opened here. First of all, rally down, okay, walk up to this point. Let's assume this is a certain level, maybe resistance or support level, then come down. So before it will come back, go up, do all those things, then it becomes 1 hour. So at the end of the day, what happened? It closed here. So now this market closed exactly at 1. It opened by 12, closed at 1. So immediately this market closed, then another candle start forming. With the direction of this market, is expected that once the market open, okay, once another candle open, then what should happen? Should start going up, should start rallying up, should start rallying up. But there is every tendency that the sellers may come in, then it start going down, start going down, start going down. Maybe probably close somewhere before 2, okay, or close down before 2, or continue buying before 2. Who knows? Nobody knows what will happen next. What matters is the message a particular candle is telling you at that very moment. Use it to anticipate what else will happen. Okay, I just said this market opened by 12 and closed by 1. So now with the message in the body here, what are you anticipating in the next 1 hour, which is from 1 to 2, that the new candle will open? Nobody can tell, but the truth is that it will always happen the way it wants to happen. But with the message from here, you should be able to have a clue, to have understanding of what the next candle may look like. Okay, so now, please, I also want you to understand that the relationship or the activity that happened here happened between two parties, the buyers and the sellers. That is why I say this is a buying candle and this is a selling candle. Okay, so now if market opens here, okay, because immediately this market, from this message of this candle now, immediately this market open here, then sellers first of all push it down. They sold and pushed and take over the market until this point. So let's assume that this point that they are, there is a resistance or there is a support zone, okay, and that was when buyers came in, okay, came in. Now the psychology behind this candle right now is that as the market came down here, seller has been selling to this point, okay. So because buyers are also seeing that this is what a support zone, so what happened? Sellers are taking profit while buyers are what? Buying, coming in, stepping into the market and buying. That is why the candle reverse. Don't know if you understand. Then reverse. Then the buyers push buy to the point where they get to this very particular high. Okay. So I want to believe that there is a resistance zone here. So as they are buying, some of them are taking profit, while some of the sellers are coming in, okay, because they saw that this is a resistance zone. Then what happened? As they start selling, they push the market down, because right now at this moment in time that this week came up, this is to tell you that the sellers have overpowered the buyers. And some was the sellers took over and they pushed the market down to this point. And the market closed here. Okay. So now the same thing is what applicable to this very particular candle. Okay. So the characteristics of a buying candle is that the market open at the low and then close at the high. Then the characteristics of a selling candle is that the market open at the high and then close at the low. Okay, so what applicable here is what applicable here, but inverse. Okay, I can still explain it a little more. The market open here as a selling candle. Okay, first of all, the buyer took over, come up to this very particular resistance level. Notice that this is a resistance level. Some of the buyers are doing what? Taking profit, while some of the sellers are coming in. Okay. So when the sellers overpower the buyers, that is what caused this long wick. So they sold the market down to this point, down to this point. So we are now assuming that there is also another support zone here, and the sellers are taking over, and buyers have seen that this is a support zone. So buyers came into the market and they overpowered the sellers. So they then start buying to this point where the market closed. So this is the psychology behind this very particular candle. But one thing you have to look into now is that the size of the wick, okay, the size of the wick and the ray body, okay. So you can see that the ray body is telling you that sellers are more in control of the market. The ray body here is telling you that the buyers are more in control in the market. So with this, you should then anticipate what will be the next thing that will happen. Okay, even though no one controls the market, we never can tell what will happen next. But then with the body size, the wick and everything, open and close, the position of the candle, did you find this type of candle in the resistance on the support zone? So all these kind of things are what you are going to combine together and take a decision. What will be the next thing you are looking out for? Okay. So having said this, let's look at the next slide. Okay, I've told you that color is a choice. It does not matter what you think that is okay for you. Suit your trading style, then go ahead and fix that. Okay, so all these are part of different type of candlesticks. Okay, their formation, their sizes, and the rest of the thing. But I want to tell you something. As you can see, based on this name, I personally, who I am and the way I understand my trading style, the name does not matter to me, because the message of the candlestick does not lie in the name, it lies in the body. Okay, I can tell you that I will see a candle without even remembering the name. I don't have time to be cramming the name. I won't remember the name, but I will just see, I will understand the psychology, what the buyers and sellers are doing, where the position of the candle is in the resistance, in the support, or wherever. Then with those decisions that I gather together, with those information I gather together, then it will help me to take a decision of what next to do. Okay? So now, why am I saying that the name does not really matter? Okay, now what is the difference between these two candles? That this just painted a black for sell and this painted a white for buy, and you are giving it a different name. This is not what I want to be cramming. Okay? What's the difference between this guy and this guy? The hammer and the shaving head. Okay? What's the difference between this, and this? So what matters to me is that where did I find them? Yes, the position where I find them is what matters to me. Resistance zone, support zone. What is the next two candle before this candle? What is the next candle after this candle? Those are the information I gather then before I will determine what will be the next thing I will do. If it happens for me to wait, I will wait. If it happens for me to go in, and then go in. So now, from all these different types of candles, let's look at some of them, how they form. Okay, so from the beginning, I've already explained how the long wick are formed. So what matters to you right now as a trader is, where did you find this candle? Where did you find this candle? Okay, this is a long wick candle. You can see that I have tried to explain that you should look at the size of the body and the size of the wick. Now, let me also explain a little more. If you see this candle, what happened when this candle open. The candle open here. Yes, at this my mouth, that is where the candle open. So what happened? Buyers took over, buy to a certain point where they see that, okay, this should be a resistance. Some of the buyers are taking profit, some of the sellers step in. You can see that now. So as the seller overpowered the buyers, what happened? They were able to push. So when they push to this point again, so before you could know, buyers came in as a retest. Maybe they saw that this place is a retest. They push up, okay? Before you know, time for that hour or the candle was able to reach and the market closed. So when the market closed, now the question is that this candle has formed. Where does this candle form? In this type of candle, you always find it in the buying market, okay? Yes, you find it in the buying market. Where do you find it in the buying market? At the top, the resistance zone. So it's rejecting the resistance. Okay. So now when you see that when you see this type of candle, the message is telling you is that the sellers are more powerful than the buyers, because seeing it in the resistance zone, it means that some of the buyers are taking profit and the number of sellers are coming in to sell are more than those that are buying. So then the market end up this way. So now long week enough is enough to tell you that it is the sellers that are pushing all of this. They are the ones that are selling all this. So this long week, this short week here represent the buyers who are trying to retest, okay? Why the sellers are what? And the color of the candle itself, the body of the candle is also representing the sellers. So you look out for what? Sell. Start looking for sell. Prepare to sell when you see this kind of candle in the buy market, which is the resistance zone. So the same thing happens to this, applicable to this. So start looking at it, start buying when you see it in the support zone, because you will always find it in the selling market. Market has been selling all the way down to this very particular support zone. So buyers sees that, okay, this is a support zone, and sellers that have been selling are taking profit. Okay, so as they are taking profit, they are reducing in the market, and the number of buyers that are coming in are taking number more than those that are still selling. So what happened? As they take position, they start buying to this, and that is what happened. The way this candle then form. Okay, so now this is an important takeaway. This very particular doji now is telling you that the information in the candle or the price action is indecision. Indecision simply means that between the buyer and the sellers, no one is in charge of the market. None of them is in charge of the market, because the market opened here and the market also closed at the same point that it opened. They have been fighting ups and down. At the end of the day, they also close at the same point that the market opened. So no one is in charge of this very particular market at this very point. So at a time like this, it's advisable not to do anything. Just hold on for the next candle to form. Then when the next candle form, then you take decision on what to do. Okay. So you can see the wick of the two sides are the same. The body candle is the same. Nobody is in charge of the market. So hold on for the next candle to happen. Open, close, high, and then low. Okay. Simple. All right. So now, from what I was explaining from the long week previous, is the same thing that applicable to this. That is the reason. This is the reason why I told you that I don't have the time to be cramming the names of all those candlesticks. All I need is see the size of the body, where is the position where I find the candle, then give me a clue on what to do next. It's as simple as that. You can see open and then close, the same place, long wick. So if I see this type of candle in the resistance zone, I'm not going to sell until the next candle form. But if I see this kind of candle in a support zone, I'll start preparing to buy. Oh yes, that is how it should be. Okay, the same thing here. Okay, seeing this type of candle in the support zone, I'm not going to buy. If I see it in the resistance zone, preparing to sell. Simple, just that. Let's not kill the whole time. You can see what's the difference in all these things I've just scrolled down. There is no any difference. Okay, just understand, guys. Trust me, with time you'll be able to get this. All you need is just to continue to watch the video more than 2 times, 3 times. I promise you, you'll definitely understand one or two things. Okay. So a little more explanation here. Okay. So as we all know, this is a selling market. This is where the market opened. This is where it closed. So what happened from the beginning? This is what happened. The market opened here. You can see that. So what happened? The buyer do what? Shifted the market up to this point, right? So now seller seeing that this is a certain zone, a certain resistance zone, then they start stepping in. Okay. As they're stepping in, even the buyers who are also taking profit, what happened? They push the market down, sellers sell, sellers sell, sellers sell, down to this point. Okay. So it now happens to be that maybe there is a sort of a support zone there. Buyer came in again to react. Okay. And then what happened? The market closed here. You see, that is how these candlesticks are formed. Please, as soon as the market got to this point and reject, what happened? Then this week starts sticking out. Okay? The same thing happened here. When you get here and reject, the wick starts sticking out. Okay? The same thing is what applicable to this. The market first of all opened here, and then, hold on, sorry. This is how the market was. The market first of all opened here, then sellers push it down, then got into this zone, buyers came in, push it up. Okay, push it up, push it up, push it up to this point. Then before they react, the seller react again, the market close here. Okay. So now I'm replicating this guy to here. So let's assume that what I have just explained right now is what happened here. So now what else should we look out for? As soon as this market close, sorry. As soon as the market close here, so we are now expecting what? Another new candle to form there. The same thing. Okay. The same thing. So now you can see this is a kind of what? Resistance zone. And then what happened? Having hit the resistance zone, it start rejecting. So sellers are now what? Rejecting the market. Sellers are rejecting the market. So now, before you know, what happened? Let's use this as an example. Okay. Can you see that now? So if we like, we can change the color. It's as simple as I just want us to get the message clear. Okay. So as the market rejects, so what's the information behind this? That sellers are what? Stepping into the market. It's as simple as that. Okay. So now having this market close this way, what else should we look out for? Okay. You can see that market close here. So the next candle is what? Bigger than the previous candle with a long wick. What is the market saying? That the trend have done what? Have changed. The trend is changing. Okay. So depending on the time frame you are using, I'm using 1 hour for example. So all these things are 1 hour interval. So now when the sellers see this kind of things, what do? Then they start preparing to sell. As this market closes here, you see that the body of this particular candle is more bigger than this. So that is enough confidence for you to start selling. Okay. So this is a resistance zone already. So what else? You start looking for sell. So this is how all these things has been happening. Okay. So I think I have explained it a little better the way you should understand by now. But if you cannot understand, I promise you, if you can watch this video once again, watch it again. After some time, come back and watch it again. I promise you, you'll get it clear. Trust me. Okay. So now, having said this, let us look at some of these candles in the market or in the chart. Okay. You can see what is this? This is a doji now. Where did it happen? Okay, this is a new zone on its own. Now, I said something earlier. I said when you see this type of candle in a zone, okay, in a support zone, you don't buy it, don't sell, don't buy, don't sell, just hold on for the next candle to happen. Now, this is a support zone. From here to here is a support zone. Yes, it's a support zone. Okay, the market goes and come back to retest. So at a time like this, then this market is showing you down. If you sell here, you will lose because the market has reversed. So when you see this in the support zone, don't sell. Hold on for the next candle to, even if it happens to happen for the next 3 hours. And this is a confirmation of reversal. This is another pure confirmation. Okay. So now I'm trying to show you some of the candles that we have treated. This is the first 2 new candles. There is nothing is 100% in this market, so don't expect it to appear the way I explained it or the way you saw it. It will never appear that way. Okay, look at this. Where did it happen? Even though it happened at the resistance zone, what happened? At the end of the day, market has to cross again. So hold on and let it finish. Okay, so what is this? What do we call this? This is hammer now. See that? Support zone, hammer. So at the close of this is a perfect entry for what? Confirmation that the market is reversing. Okay? I'm just trying to show you some of the things we have seen. Look at this. What do you call it? Spinning, this pin bar now. Okay? And it happens right at the resistance zone. See that? Rejecting. So give a little profit, all of a sudden, reverse. Okay? So what else? Look at all of them. The pin bars and whatever you may call it. Look at it. This is hammer now. Okay, is that a resistance? Is that a support zone? Of course, that's a support zone. Look at it here. Rejecting a support zone. So you look out for buy. It's as simple as that. Yeah, so I don't know will I explain more to you. All these things are what we've just treated. Okay, so in the next video, class, we are going to look at combination of price action, okay, where 2 or 3 candles form and give us what? A signal on what to do, either to sell or to buy. Okay, combination of price action. Okay, all right, guys, thank you so much for being part of this very video lesson. I wish you a profitable trading week. Bye.